Hey guys, Charai5 here. Today we're going to talk about a little trailer that dropped earlier today at like 3 in the morning due to Japan's D23 Expo. It's like 1 p.m. in Japan, I think, at the time. I don't exactly know the time zones, but I can't really do a reaction video today because I was actually watching Sir-All-In-One's stream when, you know, the trailer dropped on YouTube and everything. So it wouldn't really be much of a reaction because I already know what happens. And in fact, we got 2 trailers. Sort of 2 trailers. One's more of a trailer, the other one is sort of showing Utada Hikaru's new song. It's called Oath or Promise in Japanese, and in English it's called Don't Think Twice. Currently, of course, there's only Japanese versions of these trailers. And in fact, I don't think that there's, up until this point, I don't think there's a single English Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer, which is so strange to me. But I just wanted to go over some of the things that happen in the trailer that I noticed, despite the fact that I don't speak Japanese, but I understand a few things here and there. So first off, I think one of the biggest reveals is long ago when we first got the very, very first Rapunzel reveal trailer back in like 2013 or something. People noticed that there were flower-shaped nobodies, which was something that we had never seen. I don't think we'd ever seen in any of the Kingdom Hearts games because nobodies technically weren't really a thing yet in Chain of Memory, so we never really got to see what Marluxia's nobodies looked like, what Larxine's nobodies looked like. So we saw new nobodies that had like flower-shaped motifs to them, and a lot of people immediately assumed that it was, you know, it had something to do with Marluxia, and this finally confirmed our or their suspicions. I can't take credit for any of that. I didn't suspect anything, but I was kind of on board with that theory, and we finally got a reveal of Marluxia in this trailer, and he's looking great. Like, when was the last time we even saw Marluxia? I think it must have been in Kingdom Hearts 358, and that was, oh my god, that was a while ago. And seeing him still in his organization code, I think, might lead to the fact that he's part of the true organization. And he actually introduces himself as part of Organization 13, and you can kind of see that Sora, Donald, and Goofy don't know who Marluxia is at all, and it makes sense because they don't really remember the events of Chain of Memories. Like, they only know Naminé by name, like they met Axel in Kingdom Hearts 2 again, so like there's a lot of stuff that they're not aware of because, you know, the data battles never really happened. A lot of that stuff is just non-canon to the story, so this is technically the first time, to Sora, Donald, and Goofy at least, where they're meeting Marluxia. And aside from that, I have no idea like what Marluxia's talking about, what he's doing in Corona, and, like, none of that. But a lot of people did note that everyone is looking just amazing in this trailer compared to, like, every other trailer we've seen beforehand. And I agree, yeah, it's looking fantastic. Next up, we have, what do we have? A new Toy Story segment. I'm not entirely sure what's going on at all here. Like, there's like this toy Heartless, which actually looks really, really cute. And it fits in really well with the rest of it. I don't think we'd had, up until this point, I don't think we had any, like, specific toy Heartless. I think we'd only seen, like, the large bodies and stuff. And not to mention the like mech things in the toy store, but those people think are inverse. I think they're inverse too. I'm not entirely sure though. They might just be regular enemies from that world specifically. I guess only time will tell, but they seemed kind of like unversed. They might be Heartless too though. But that was a really short thing where you see Sora, Donald, and Goofy just go chase that Heartless, and Buzz stops everyone from chasing after them, and oh my god, like, I don't really geek out about this kind of stuff or make a huge deal out of it, but jeez, like, just looking at this frame that I'm looking at right now, it's like, I might as well be watching the movie. Like, it really helps that they're plastic. You know, like, they don't have to be stylized for everything. And that kind of brings me to my next point, because some time ago, I want to say like a month ago, I'm not entirely sure how long ago it was, we got a leak that was circulating across social media a lot, that a lot of people didn't really have a lot of faith in, because it looked really fake. And the reason it looked fake was because it was unfinished, of course. And not only that, but anyone can rip a model and stage something to look like something else. And that leak was a Monsters, Inc. world for Kingdom Hearts 3, and a lot of people, I think rightfully so, didn't believe that it was an actual thing. You know, things that were pointing out, oh, the circles and stuff, it's like, oh, yeah, you're just trying to bring attention to this, and I wanted it to be real. I do personally love Monsters, Inc. as a movie. It's a childhood favorite of mine. But I was still skeptical about it. I was like, okay, this may or may not be real. Oh, what a coincidence that a Monsters, Inc. world was leaked, like, after we already know that there's a Toy Story world, right? Like, now people are jumping onto that bandwagon and showing us, like, hey, you know, more Pixar stuff. And I feel like that's where people were kind of rubbed the wrong way about it. But in that leak, Sora, Donald, and Goofy look a little bit different from what they end up looking like in this trailer. I gotta say, like, I think Sora might have been the one that looks the most different, because he had, like, pink hair in the leak. I don't really remember what Donald and Goofy look like in that one. I think Goofy looks somewhat similar, and I can't remember what Donald looked like, but Sora, I know for a fact, is definitely the one character that looks the most different. You know, like, he had, like, pink, untextured hair in the leak, and now he's, like, fully textured, like, really nice looking red hair. He's kind of, like, cat-like in this trailer, and I like where they're going with the whole, because a lot of people, I think, appreciated that whole, them changing appearance, going from world to world thing. Like, in Atlantica, they changed form. In, Halloween Town, they changed form. And they're doing that with Toy Story and Monsters, Inc. I like that. What I was talking about earlier, that the whole Toy Story characters looking like plastic thing working to its benefit. Here, I don't know if this is finalized footage or not, but I really think it kind of works to its deficit. Because Sully just looks, in my opinion, really not good. And the reason for that is because there's just so much damn fur on Sully, you know, like, and I understand it's a video game, you cannot realistically emulate that much fur, like, you're rendering so much hair at the same time, like, Boo's hair, Sully's fur, you know, maybe even if Sora's hair is a hair texture, it looks kind of scaly, and Boo looks a little unfinished, Mike looks the most finished of the three, I gotta say, but I do think that the reveal itself, I think, is really, really cute. They kind of look like they're Disney. I gotta say, like, Sully kind of looks like his Disney Infinity counterpart, which I think that's mostly what, like, threw me off about it. Like, everyone, I think Boo and Sully look fine. Not Boo and Sully. Boo and Mike look fine to me. Sully's the one that just kind of stands out the most. I don't know. It's really weird. I don't know if that's a nitpick or just, you know, I don't know. I don't know if anyone else but me sees it. And, you know, cute moments with Boo calling Donald Mike Wazowski. Sully trying to introduce him and Mike, except, you know, Sora interrupts him by saying, like, oh, let me guess, Mike Wazowski. And the footage that they show, you know, has Mike and Sully following the trio around. And I gotta say, it looks awesome. Like, the scare floor looks absolutely amazing. I think this was the reveal trailer. We also found out that the command menus are gonna be themed again, like the way they were in Kingdom Hearts 2. A lot of people were excited about that. Honestly, I hadn't even noticed that one, that they were there, two, that they weren't there. Like, I didn't even know that the previous trailers weren't stylized, so I didn't really notice that they were stylized this time around, but it's great to see them because little touches like that, I don't know, I absolutely love little touches like that. Something that I noticed a lot of people weren't really reacting to, and I don't know why, was the reveal that in the Corona Kingdom, in the Rapunzel world, we actually finally have Flynn Rider, or Eugene Fitzherbert, I guess, whatever you want to call him, and Rapunzel finally on your party, in your party. A lot of people, I don't think, mentioned that, and I don't know why, because I don't think we've ever seen them in your party as of yet. So we got to see a little bit more of Corona. I don't think we have any footage of Mount Olympus in this trailer, which I have to say, thank God, because I feel like that's all we've been getting this entire time. Like, if it wasn't Corona, it was Mount Olympus, and it's just like, okay, can we already know it's a world, don't worry, we got it. Can we see something else, please? Can we see a little bit more of, you know, the Rapunzel world? Still no Big Hero 6, I just realized, that's really weird. But also in the Corona Kingdom, we got to see, I think, the very first summon, which is Ariel. Holy crap, does this look cinematic? It looks really, really good. There's something about the way it looks. I don't know what it is. Like not Rapunzel, Ariel looks so weird, and I think that's because of like the water texture that's over her, like the overlay. It's so weird, but I love the way it looks. It's so cinematic and so nice and so pretty looking. I don't know what Ariel really does. I don't think they really showed what she does. I just think that they showed like her summon, but yeah, I don't think, yeah, it doesn't really show what she does, but you get to see a lot more like Keyblade transformations, you know, the ride stuff. Oh my god, so much about this trailer I think looks really, really good. I think these are kind of like Trinities with Buzz, Woody, and Sora on the rocket. I'm not sure if they're or not Trinities. What were they called in Kingdom Hearts 2? I forgot what they're called, but like they're the kind of like reaction commands, even though I know reaction commands aren't a thing anymore. Cry, because I really did like those in Kingdom Hearts 2. You have Laugh Power and the Scare Floor again, which I'm sure comes into play, you know, just the way the movie did it. I have no idea what they're covering in terms of a story this time around. You see Sora using Mike as a bowling ball, which, you know, that was kind of a joke in the movie. Something that a lot of people are like hit or miss on, which is the Dream Eaters. I personally don't have a problem with them as long as they don't have as much of a presence as they did in Dream Drop Distance, because I love them in Dream Drop Distance. It's just that right now I feel like we have a lot on our plate in terms of gameplay. You know, we have Keyblade transformations, we have, oh my god, so many terms to remember, I can't even remember them all, but like the shot locks, the Disney rides, just everything. Like, you have the normal, you know, party members. Like, there is so much on our plate right now that including the Dream Eaters, just like, oh my god. And like, there's a thing where you see like a bunch of the Dream Eaters come out, I think even like some of the newer ones from the HD remix. And to finalize this trailer, we get to see Vanitas on the Scare Floor wearing his mask again, with the Chaos Ripper Keyblade. And he's actually wearing the Organization 13 coat, which I guess confirms a lot of people's suspicion, including my own, that Vanitas was going to be part of the true Organization 13. Basically, he approaches Sora, and Sora actually calls Vanitas by name, but he actually looks kind of surprised that he even knows who Vanitas is. Like, oh, Vanitas, it's you! And he's like, wait, who the hell is Vanitas? Why do I know your name? And I'm assuming that has something to do with Ventus waking up inside Sora, because at the end of Dream Drop Distance, we did get to see Riku sort of explore the inside of Sora's data, which was left there by Diz, which, now that I'm saying it out loud, I realize how stupid that whole premise is, but, you know, I know how it happens, I know how it works, whatever. So, like, Shion, Roxas, Ventus, all of them live inside of Sora right now in the form of data, left there by Diz, and I guess Ventus is waking up. That's how Sora was sort of able to recognize Vanitas, even though he doesn't know who he is. And Vanitas does say something about Sora's heart. I'm assuming him saying, someone on Twitter actually told me that from what he could gather from his translation, he says something about awakening. Oh no, that was the Riku thing that we're gonna talk about in the next one. But I did see someone say something about like him wanting to get his other half, or like awaken something within Sora's heart, which a lot of people are talking about. I'm assuming that's why they want Sora to awaken his darkness, so that they can get Ventus back, and, you know, get to Kingdom Hearts. But that was pretty much the end of the Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer for D23 Expo 2018. Holy shit, that's a lot of numbers. And it ends with the coming 2018 flavor text that we got. in the last trailer that we got, I think it was at E3 last year, and someone kind of teased, or I don't know if it's confirmed or what, that we might be getting a release date at this E3, which is awesome. I mean, if the game's actually coming out in 2018, which I do believe it is, personally, then it just makes sense for us to have a reveal date, a release date at E3, because what other chance would they get to, you know, give us a release date? But that being said, that was the first trailer. The second trailer we got was less of a trailer, more so like a sort of exposition. I don't even like calling it that because it's not exposition, but they're showing us the new song that Utada Hikaru came up with for Kingdom Hearts 3, again called Promise or Oath in Japanese and Don't Think Twice in English. As far as I can gather, as far as I've seen, I don't know if this is true or not, that's just what I saw. I'm sorry if that's wrong, but it's a very, very nice song. I love the way it sounds. The only thing that I did note is that it's far less intense than the previous songs that she's made for Kingdom Hearts, which I actually mentioned on Twitter that I think that's perfectly fine, because it's wrapping up a saga. It only makes sense that it's not at, like, a lot of people would think, like, oh, that means it should be more intense because it's the final battle, but in a way, it's like, well, yeah, but you also know that this is kind of coming to an end, and it's showing a bunch of clips from the trailer we just got. In fact, some new clips from the trailer we just got, too. Like, it's not all the same, but it doesn't necessarily tell us anything new. That is until the very end, where we get to see Riku and Mickey at the Door to Darkness at the Dark Margin, I believe it's called, where we get to see Riku's Keyblade, the Way to Dawn, actually broken. And we get to see their new outfits and everything. I think they look great, personally. And we see Riku leave his Keyblade at the Dark Margin. He sticks it into the sand. And this is where my Twitter source, I guess you could call him, say something about, like, he doesn't need his Keyblade anymore, and something about his leaving behind his other me, which I didn't really know. This is what he told me, and I pretty much, based on what he said, I thought, well, he might be talking about Ansem, Seeker of Darkness, which he, I guess, still has issues with, considering that he was a part of him, blah, blah, blah. That's probably what he's trying to leave behind, even though Dream Drop Distance kind of already showed us that that wasn't really an issue anymore, so I don't know. But it was really interesting to see that Keyblades can break and still be materialized, and, you know, some footage of Mickey and Riku hanging out more, which we get a lot anyway. So, yeah, that was pretty much all. I mean, that's a lot. That is a lot of information, and I'm glad that we got this much information. I still, like I said earlier, I still don't understand why we have no information on the Big Hero 6 world, like, at all. All we have is that one screenshot. Like, we have no footage of or gameplay of that at all. So I think that's kind of strange. But it was super exciting to see all these things. I was very excited to see all this. It was quite amazing to see all this come to life. Confirmation of the Monsters Inc. world, which looks really, really fun. Marluxia and Vanitas returning. So many things that it just does look like it's gonna wrap everything up. Now we just need Damix, Larxene, and oh, god damn it, I can never remember that last guy's name. He's actually Nomura's favorite, I think. Luxord. Luxord? Please be Luxord. It's probably not Luxord. But, yeah, I guess that was, in a way, sort of an analysis. I'm just explaining what's happening, how I see things, what I thought was cool, what wasn't. Less of a reaction, less of a reaction, more so just a little discussion about what was in those trailers and what I thought about them. Awesome, can't wait to see more. Oh my god, I can't wait to know what the release date is. I just can't wait to play it and wrap this whole thing up. Like, I got into the series a few years ago, and I feel really bad for people who have been around since 2003 when it was first announced. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe and stay awesome. This is Charai5, signing off.